Hello and welcome to Business Over Coffee International, set right here in Mississippi. This is our studio and we are so happy to have Dr. Bobo on the set with us today. Thank you for coming out and being with us.
The pleasure is all mine.
Tell me about voice power. I've seen the advertisements, promotions, really what I like to call it is you've been educating people about what's coming to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am.
Right around the corner. So tell us about it.
Voice Power is a 3-day intensive boot camp and entrepreneurs workshop where we're going to help people develop their communication skills and entrepreneurial skills in an intensive, educational, interactive environment.
I like that. That was very well said. So you're going to teach people how to answer in a very succinct way.
Absolutely.
Now, will you break that down for us and tell us in layman's terms
Yes, ma'am.
when I, Sherry Henley, come to this event, which is a 3-day, it's very intense.
Yes, ma'am.
It is something that is of high value. What exactly will I walk away with?
Some people have aspirations of having a public speaking career.
Mm-hmm.
If that's your goal, you'll walk away with the knowledge and know-how on how to do that. Others simply want to communicate better at home, in their communities, maybe even increase their interviewing skills. So we'll take it from A to Z in the realm of communications.
I like that. Do you get into the psychology of public speaking? I know that you are a psychologist by trade.
Yes, ma'am. We will. In fact, that's the key to the whole workshop is, first of all, identifying personality types, up to and including identifying our own first.
Yes.
And it helps us to communicate better with the public at large.
Now, you recently released a book
Yes, ma'am.
about personalities. So, tell me about my personality.
Well, most of us are what I would refer to as a myriad or a eclectic type of personality type. You've got your reds, your yellows, your greens, and your blues.
I think I'm a red.
Do you think you're a red?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because I'm creative
Okay.
and I like color.
Okay. And you like color. And actually, according to our chart, you're probably more of a blue mixed
Really?
with a green. Blues love to have fun. They're
Okay.
very entertaining. They like to be in front of the camera. And then we
Hey,
and then you have the green side of you, which are very articulate, detail oriented, punctual.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Interesting. So, you studied this and you put it into a book and it's a workbook as well.
Absolutely.
And so, how do you determine? Now, of course, you've been around me enough, you and your team has been around me enough to know enough about my personality. But if you meet someone that comes to the event
Absolutely.
and you haven't been around them, how would you be able to determine what type of personality they have?
We're going to poll them and quiz them because me having been in the profession so long, I typically can do it in about 3 to 5 minutes. But it's not about me being able to do it. It's about the client or the member
Sure.
being able to do it. So we're going to give them some exercises that will help them, first of all, identify whether they're an introvert or an extrovert. And so that'll break it up into the quadrant. And so that may not make a lot of sense right now, but it will at the boot camp.
They
So
need to come to find out.
absolutely. And it is so interesting, the reactions that people get. And they're like, oh my God, it's like you've been looking in my house or you've been following me around. But it's just the personality characteristics and they are dead on point. I've never seen it misfire ever.
Really?
Really.
What is your personality type, Dr. Bobo?
I'm what they refer to as a blotch, and it may sound strange, but I'm evenly distributed in all 4 sections. Reds are typically money oriented, fast paced, upbeat, kind of straight to the point people. But then you've got your yellows that are more nurturers, carers, more slow paced moving. Then you got your greens, which are really detail oriented and take their time. Those are the people that will say, let me get back to you on it. Let me do a little research. And then you've got your blues that we refer to as a barrel of monkeys. I mean, these are the life of the party people. They want to have fun. They don't want to be bogged down with a lot of details. And so depending on which day of the week you catch me on, I'm literally either one of those.
Sure, absolutely. So you're adaptable. You
Absolutely.
adapt to your surroundings.
Behavioral adaptability is exactly how we refer to it. And that's what people
Yes.
will learn at the boot camp, because a lot of times we run into a brick wall where if I'm friendly and touchy-feely as a yellow is, but I'm interviewing with a red, I'm going to turn that red off if I'm
Right.
saying the wrong things, if I'm distributing
Sure.
or disseminating the wrong message. And so that's part of what this boot camp will do. Now, the Bible says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yes.
And that's excellent for a spiritual nature, but
Right.
it's terrible for a real world education.
Right. So is it more of a mirroring? So I watch your behavior and I mirror somewhat your behavior as an
Absolutely.
analytical and so forth.
Absolutely. And then also knowing what words not to say. There are just certain words that you would never say depending on that particular personality type. And then there are words that you would always want to use. For instance, I train a lot of network marketers.
Yes.
And so their job is to grow their teams.
Sure.
Well, if I'm speaking to a yellow and I just keep saying, you know, we're giving away a BMW and we've got $1 million bonus check and they're going to give us trips around the world.
Right.
That yellow could care less about that. Their personality type doesn't care about that. That's more suited for a red. So if I'm speaking with a yellow, I should talk about the team environment and what a family atmosphere this is and how getting that $1 million bonus check could enable them to help their community or give to their church. So,
Sure.
Right. That's
And
where
when
we're
you
going.
have a variety, like for instance, at this voice power, by the way, those of you who are watching, tweet to @BO Coffee and @Dr. Jerry Bobo, just like it sounds, BOBO. Hashtag voice power. We want to see what you're saying. When you are at this event, which is going to happen on March
21st through the 23rd.
and you have a variety of audience participants.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be made up of blue, green, yellow, and red.
Yes.
So you will salt and pepper all of those personality types in your presentation, correct?
Correct. And that's why they're there. They have to learn that ability, that soft and hard skill to be able to deliver a message to people with no degree or a PhD in the same room at the same time.
Absolutely. I've often said that because especially in churches. I go to my church roots because I grew up in a pastor's home and I've been on a lot of stages. I've gone from a Pentecostal church to a Presbyterian church to all different types of churches and cultures of churches.
Wow.
Every church has its own culture. And so you have to know who you're speaking to. You go to a bank versus going to B&I networking. It's two total different fields.
Absolutely.
And so I get that, but that's from being raised, born, and bred on that type of thing. But someone that's just coming into this profession, they need what you are teaching. So will they be able to actually stand up and practice this?
Anything else would be uncivilized. I find it a hilarious joke when people say, I attended a public speaking seminar or whatever the case may be, and I go, wow, that's great, what did you learn? And they're able to regurgitate some information, some definitions, and I go, well, how long did you speak? Oh, we didn't speak, we just listened. No, if you're going to get public speaking hours or training by sheer osmosis, you have to speak. So at this 3-day intensive boot camp, there are going to be group projects, there will be solo projects. There will be completely interactive learning. It's not a didactic lecture. They're not going to come and just sit and listen to me or the other trainers on the roster. No, you're going to get some information. Then you're going to implement that same information that you just received.
I love it. So they're going to be engaging with an audience as they would on their own.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like helping a baby walk, and then you let go, and they're walking on their own.
Absolutely.
So this event is 3 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us the time it starts on a Friday and how long they can plan to be there. You have general admission, and then you have a VIP ticket. Break that down for us as to what those two are. And the venue is fabulous.
Thank you.
It's Fogelman Executive
Business Center.
Business Center.
On the campus of the
Love
University
it.
of Memphis.
Love it. In fact, I'm working with them on
Wow.
their social media intelligence right now. So shout out to Fogelman.
Absolutely.
And so everyone loves that facility. So kudos to you for
Thank you.
choosing that.
Thank you.
You also have food, you have awards, you have certificates, and hours. Now, break all that down for us, because for the viewer, their head has to be whirling right now,
It
because
probably
that's
is.
a lot
It is.
to get in 3 days.
It is.
Great
we'll,
value.
We'll rewind it. Let's start with scheduling. Friday night from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's more of a meet and greet, and we're going to disseminate the assignments and who's working with who, and giving a great overview of what they can expect for the next couple of days.
Right.
And then on Saturday, the schedule is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And on that particular day, we are providing breakfast and snacks, and then there'll be breaks and intermissions in between. Intensive training that Saturday. On Sunday, the time is going to be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this is where the individual participants are going to practice what they learned the prior day, as well as we've got some surprise guest speakers there for the participants.
Nice. What if someone attends a few hours and they are not able to make the entire time? You know that's going to come up.
It's going to happen.
So what happens?
I would suggest to do it. You know, as my mom used to say, some beats none. So if you can only come and get 4 hours, if you can only come and get 6 hours, maybe you can't do all 3 days, you can do one day and not another. Get it, because this skill has to be learned. I mean, it's imperative. In fact, I went to 2 banks within the last 2 days. And banker number 1 was very rigid, was this green personality type, which also means that if you're 1 minute late, you probably should just cancel the whole appointment. And people are going to learn that at the workshop. And no pictures of the family around. So when I'm in his office, I'm picking up on this. So I know how to interact with this particular banker. Everything goes according to plan. It's great. I have another meeting with a banker today. I go into his office. I see pictures of his family around. I see he's got an iPhone. I see, he's got to turn off the little YouTube that he's watching. So automatically, hey, this guy's not a green, although he's a banker. He's got a tinge of blue in him, right? Because he's watching a funny little clip on YouTube.
Absolutely.
He's also a yellow, which means he's family oriented and nurturing. How do I know that? Because he's got his wife and kids all over his desk. So I go in and I communicate with him on his level, to the point he stops what we're doing, closes his door.
Nice.
And now we're in there an hour, like literally laughing and joking and having a great time.
I know you were, because I was texting you and I couldn't get a return text.
Right, because we're here with this banker.
That's right.
And so he enjoyed us, we enjoyed him. The business transaction went as planned. So again, in both situations, the ultimate goal was accomplished, but it was based upon my ability to effectively communicate and identify that personality type.
What a great example.
Thank you.
So if you were to encourage one person or any of the people that are coming to this event to come at a specific time, and they had to choose, if they were to come on Sunday to practice but they hadn't attended on Saturday, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work.
So really, Friday would be the day to come, wouldn't it?
Friday, if I had to pick one, I would say Saturday.
Saturday.
I would say Saturday, because Friday, again, more of a meet and greet, a general overview. But Saturday, nuts, bolts, intensive training, and again, voice power. We have participants that are going to come that are victims of domestic violence. Yes.
You just did a press release on that and gave details on how you're awarding women who are victims of domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us about that. You have a heart for women that have been through that.
I do. In fact, we were just on the news Tuesday or Wednesday morning about this, and the response was overwhelming. And you would be surprised at how many women called us and literally said thank you, and they haven't even attended the event. But just the ideology that their voice has power. And we're going to take that terrible, terrible tragedy and turn it into a triumph, because they need to be able to speak and do lectures and seminars and counsel or a life coach based
Yes.
upon their life experiences. And we're going to give them an opportunity to become professionals for free at
I
that event.
love that. And own their story. That's one of the
Own
things
it.
that I say is own your story. If you want to tell it, own it.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to tell it, it's okay. Own it though. Don't
Absolutely.
let someone else tell your story.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
own that story. And voice power gives you the ability to do that and do it with excellence. The only way that we can do something with excellence is if we excel. And the only way to excel, if you break that word down, is
Absolutely.
education. And so this is an educational event.
It is.
And we encourage all the Mid-South to come. And people from all over the United States should be flying in for this. You still have time
And they
to
are.
make it.
And they are. We've
They
got
are.
people coming in from Philadelphia, Dallas, Arkansas. So I don't think they're flying from Arkansas, but they'll drive over the bridge.
Sure.
But yeah, there are people that are coming in from all over. And one thing I want to say about this event too, Sherry, a person doesn't have to be Les Brown or Tony Robbins. They don't have to be at a certain skill level
Sure.
to attend. Come as you are, but you won't leave as you came.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. Come as you are, but you
will
won't
not
leave as you came.
came.
We need to tweet that out. We have our team in the background. Shout out to Sarah Henley. And the team for Dr. Bobo is here as well, Winter Cragen. We're so happy to have her here in our studio audience.
Absolutely.
And so for those of you who are watching, I encourage you. Did I say watching? I am in Mississippi, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are watching, I encourage you to go to voicepower.info and read all about this powerful voice power event that's happening. It's a 3-day event. I am Sherry Henley with Business Over Coffee, and I'm here to tell you that I have been sharing this information with many people that I believe this will make a difference in their life. I have seen Dr. Bobo give a presentation, and he is powerful in what he does, and he's going to impart to you what he has inside him. Now, you have something there that I want to see because it's yellow, number one. So it's warm
Okay.
and loving, right?
Nurturing.
Nurturing.
Absolutely.
It says, it's a t-shirt. It says voice power. My voice is not just to be heard, but my voice will make a difference. Someone needs to hear my voice, and that someone will make change. That someone may cure cancer. That someone may become president. That someone will become a millionaire. That someone can become an icon. See, my voice has strength. My voice has intelligence. My voice has power. So does yours. Believe in your voice and give it power. Voicepower.info. I love that.
That t-shirt is going to probably be worn all over the country. I mean, isn't that
Yes,
powerful?
that's
Would
very
you,
powerful.
If a person walked by you with that t-shirt on, wouldn't
Yes.
you have to stop and read that?
Yes.
And wouldn't it be just motivational and inspirational?
Yes.
to
Even
know?
the color alone, the yellow, it's a smile.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a smile. It draws attention. Who wrote that?
Winter Cragen.
Fantastic. Outstanding. And by the way, as I was reading that, power, I was thinking of the power of collaboration in business.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing right here.
Yes, ma'am.
And look at the voice power that we have together when we strengthen ourselves by joining arms. And now that's what you're doing by joining voices.
Absolutely.
So now we've joined arms, we're joining voices, and it is a powerhouse. Wow, I've got chills.
Yeah, it's a movement.
Because
it's
it
a
is.
movement. I mean, even giving children, I mean, where this thing is about to go
Mhm.
will be mind-blowing.
Yes.
You know, even thinking about bullying that's taking place in
Yes.
schools, giving kids a voice,
Oh, yes.
giving
Yeah.
them a voice,
Yeah.
giving the women that are victims of domestic violence
Yes.
a voice,
Yes.
young entrepreneurs, startups, giving them a voice.
I love it.
I love it.
It's,
I love it.
That's great. Well, I wish you the best, and I believe this is going to be very powerful because it is voice power. And you already have voice power, and everyone that is watching has voice power. All you need to do is embrace your voice power and claim it as your own and come into your own. That's my own personal message for this year, is come into your own.
Wow.
And own your voice. And so remember to hashtag voice power. Visit voicepower.info. And last word from Dr. Bobo.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is your better and your better is your best.
Wow, I wish I could quote that. You're going to have to write that down for me.
No problem.
And for those of you who are watching, write that down because you need to read that every day. I'm Sherry Henley, founder and CEO of Business Over Coffee International. Visit us at businessovercoffee.com and visit me at sherryhenley.com. Visit Dr. Bobo at voicepower.info. Continue bringing everyone together. God bless.
God bless you.